had a fucking moment. I've had so many of them, man. But the one that probably sticks out in my mind the most is when I was working with this label in Atlanta. They was about to try to sign me, but I didn't sign. I was about to blow up. You know what I mean? Like I had my single playing on the radio. They had the record out. We was working, you know what I'm saying? We was working, you know, just building a relationship. We had the record out. It was going on. It was on the radio. They pulled the plug on the whole situation. I had a mixtape that was done. Shit just went south, you know what I mean? They tried to sign me to a deal that wasn't good. I had to get the attorney. I had to get my managers involved. And I ended up not signing it. And then they tried to put me through the ringer on doing some other shit. It was just one of them moments where I was like, fuck it. Like, I'm a sink or swim. And like, little did they know I had been stealing my songs out of the studio every night. And so I put that shit out on my own, you know what I mean? And from there, it was like, I'm gonna do it my own way. I was kind of being told to do things a certain way there. We're gonna only make singles and we're gonna only make radio songs. And when I did it my way and was like, fuck it, I started like making real records that could reflect what I was going through in my life and what was, you know, dear to my heart, what I really wanted to say. And that's when shit started to change for me. I had a time in my life where I stopped rapping for a couple years and I started going to church. I was just going through a lot, you know what I mean? Like, I was in the streets doing what I was doing, and I knew that what I was doing wasn't right, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just knew that just because, I mean, you know the difference between right and wrong, you know what I'm saying, anyway. And I just always felt like it was a bigger purpose for my life than what I was doing. Like, I remember like just coming back to the crib late nights, like, you know, when I stopped staying with my mom or whatever, like I had got kicked out from my cousin crib and I was just riding around with a bag in my trunk, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to figure out where I was gonna stay. Like me and moms weren't really, you know what I mean, getting along, and I ended up staying, you know what I'm saying, with my lady, you know what I mean? Every night I would come to the crib and I just used to ride around the neighborhood, man. And sometimes, man, I used to just shed a tear. I know it's more to my life than what I'm doing now. You know, just running around, ripping and running, just in the streets all the time. And I met my homie, and he had been in the streets too, and he just told me how he turned, you know, he changed his life. And he was like, man, what you feel like is the one thing that's keeping you back from achieving your dream? I was like, man, I feel like it's, you know what I mean, out here trapping, you know what I mean, like being in the streets. I remember, man, after talking to him, I went home. There was like a little Bible study he had in the house. And I like flushed like a QP down the toilet. That was just my own per se, just to smoke. You know what I mean? And I remember God like giving me a vision of feeling like I was, you know, just harming people, you know what I'm saying, by what I was doing, you know, selling stuff to family members, you know what I'm saying, friends, you know, different things like that. I let it go. And so for a couple years, man, I just really had to disconnect myself from the circle I was in. You know how it is, man, you're around certain people, they don't understand sometimes you trying to do different. And then sometimes the peer pressure of that might make you not want to finish out your full change. So I stopped, man. I started going to church. You know what I mean? I went to a couple little retreats just to try to get my life together. You know, I knew I wanted to do something bigger with myself, man, and with my life. And I knew in the condition that I was in as a person, I wasn't gonna make it. And, you know, after going through that, they encouraged me to get back into the rap scene. Shit, here I am today. My spirituality plays into who I am and just even being an artist a lot now. Sometimes, like, it's kind of funny, like, I'll be like, dang, like, I'm always talking about God, you know what I mean, in the songs, you know, but in the street way, you know what I'm saying, where, like, the hood can understand it, and folks that's still out doing whatever they do, you know, they can understand it too. Well, I still got homies, you know what I mean, that still trap, you know, that I'm with all the time, you know what I mean, and they're still in that lifestyle. I don't condemn, you know what I'm saying, what they doing, because I've been there, you know what I'm saying, I've been in the same shoe, I'm still around it. But I feel like what I went through personally, it's allowing me to really be an inspiration to people. And I really feel like it saved my life too. You know, had I not learned some of the things that I learned when I was, you know, in the church and just, you know, different things like that about family and about what was really important, you know what I mean, in life. These are the type of things now that I'm able to say on the record and say it in my own words where I can help somebody, you know what I mean, like a UGK or like a Jay-Z might, you know, drop a jewel on somebody. I can tell you both sides of the spectrum, what it's like to be in the streets, what it's like to get out. I can give you both sides instead of just glorifying the streets only. Whether we want to be role models or not, You got people that look up to you, you know what I mean? Kids and adults. True indeed, you know, people not supposed to live their life off of what you personally do. But I feel like part of the reason that we got the platform we got is to be an example. And what you use it for, you know, it's up to you. For me, I can't necessarily say that all my lyrics and what I talk about in my songs is the blueprint or the right way to live. I can say that if you chill with me as a person and you get to ride with me and hang out with me and just ask the people around me about my life and how I live, that's an example, you know what I'm saying? And I try to be that every day. To any young person that's out there that just want to be successful as a person, period, in life, you gotta believe in yourself first. But I also think that you should get you a mentor. Find somebody that's close to you, whether it's an uncle, it's a school teacher, it's a basketball coach, it's a parent, somebody that you can talk to, you can share your feelings with, you know what I mean? Somebody that you know that's gonna encourage you and push you as a person. I feel like as people, man, we need other people around us that's gonna push us to be better. As a young person, having a mentor is everything, you know what I mean? They're gonna see things sometimes that you can't see. And you know, you gotta connect yourself with people that's where you wanna be at in life. To a kid that's in that situation, that's in the trap all day or whatever situation where it's just a bad situation, even as a young kid, as a baby boy, as a baby girl, you know when you doing right, you know when you doing wrong. You know what I mean? You can take a child and the child know when they're in trouble. As a kid, I think you gotta know what you're doing is right or wrong, and then you gotta seek some help. Trust the instinct inside of you, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know when it's time to get out of a situation. You know when you don't need to be hanging with these people. Make it a point, make it a priority to find somebody around you, whoever it is, that can help you, that can really be a mentor to you, cause even if I tell you, get away from that situation, it's cool, you know, for now, but you're gonna need somebody that can help you really to stay away from that situation once you get away.
You know, I used to see guys getting beat up and cops shooting at, you know, innocent black men and doing things to us kids just for no reason. We could be walking from a football game in a pack and they come in and roughing us up.
So like when I kind of went solo, people was like, oh, that's Cap from the group, you know, and that's where my name Cap G come from. It's from my group, Kids That Play stands for Cap.
His attitude towards us had been developing into a fuck y'all. Cause he felt like he had driven for like some bands back in the day, like Led Zeppelin or some shit, I don't remember.
That's another reason why I love soul music. Soul music is a feeling, make you forget the problems, the bills, the bad kids, the tripping baby mama, the tripping baby daddy, the passing of your mother, the passing of your father. Soul music just lets you enjoy that moment right then and there.